What is going on, everybody? Car Guy V8 here. I want to start off by saying thank you to all my subscribers. We're about to hit 4,500 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me. And the channel is growing, and some of my old videos are continuing to grow in popularity. So that has allowed the channel to make more money. So I'm very appreciative to you guys. Your support is what has allowed me to make this video right here, in which YouTube is actually covering the payments of this vehicle I'm about to show you. Every month, I've had it for a few months now, the car, and so far every month the payment has been covered, and I hope that that continues, and I'll tell you all the reasons why I bought this specific car. But let's go out and take a look at it, shall we? Here it is, my new to me 2007 Toyota Camry with the V6. I know, it's lame, it's not very cool, but some of my subscribers might remember that I talked about recently needing something that was more reliable, more fuel efficient, for this current economy that we got going on. I mean, the old G-body and the old Camaro, they just don't quite cut it in the reliability and fuel efficiency department. And this is my 26th vehicle, this Camry, believe it or not. My most previous vehicles have all been classics, pretty much. I mean, I've had a couple new edges recently, but mostly I'm dealing with classics these days. But check out that. I found this sucker with 87,000 miles. It has 91,000 on it now since I've been daily driving it now for a few months. This is honestly probably the only video that I'm going to make of this car because it's not really my channel's top. Oh, and talking about money savings, check out the Burger King coupons. They're already used like half of those suckers. Look at that. That's a pretty nice car. Might as well pop the engine. Some of you might care. Some of you might not. If I can remember how, these imports, they're a mystery to me. Pretend you didn't see that. There we go. Beautiful. It's been a good daily driver so far. Got a couple little issues here and there, but nothing that keeps it from being drivable at all. Oh, and get this. You can actually just push a button to start it. What is that sorcery? It's got a radio with a sweet CD player. AC blowing. Look at all these different cubbies that work. Oh, don't look at my money there. That's YouTube earnings. Don't look at that. It's in pretty good shape. Let me close this door. 241 miles on the current tank. Half a tank. Now, this is the V6, keep in mind. So that's how many miles I've had put on it since I've had it. 4,173. Display. Check that out. 79 degrees here in Texas. Cruising range, 189 miles left. Look at that. 26.8 miles per gallon average with a 268 horsepower V6. It's actually pretty fun to drive, believe it or not. When I first got it, I'd always push this button and it won't unlock. It just locks it. But these Camrys are actually pretty cool in this regard. This is an 07, keep in mind. You just unlocks. Put your finger or your hand, behind that, and it'll unlock for you. And you push the button and it locks back. A pretty cool feature. Oh, man. Pretty big trunk. Pickleball paddle, If the knee will ever heal up, might get back into that. Still keep a couple extra tools with me, in the Camry bag. Sockets right there. I'm going to take a quick break from showing y'all that to show you something actually cool. If I can make it over here and turn on my light. I recently pulled apart this 350 that I picked up, a Vortec 350, to get some Vortec heads and hoping it had a good block because it threw a rod. Look at how ugly that is after throwing a rod. Let me try to zoom that in, y'all. Man, this thing will need sleeve. Cracked off the back of the cylinder there. That's so low, though. That's not really major. It's all that other junk that it did. It was a stock bore 100,000 mile Vortec engine that appears so far to have uncracked Vortec heads. So that is a score. But enough of the hot rod stuff. We're dealing with the daily stuff today. So let's get back out there and let's actually take this Camry for a drive. This stuff's all junk. That's why it's just out in the weather. That was one of the pistons. That was the other. Those were the bad one. Back 2 cylinders. One of the rod caps came loose, and it started banging this against the top of that head. But luckily, that didn't cause any damage to the head that I can tell anyway. But let's take this little Camry out for a drive and see what it can do. There we go. Trying to get this focus figured out. There we go. One more side profile. Let's actually drive it, see how fast it is, shall we? So, setting off in the Camry. Got the AC blowing cold. It's pretty much up to temperature. Shifts pretty good. The one weird thing is, every time you take off in this thing for the very first time, say you start it up, drive it, once it shifts from 3rd to 4th gear, it always slips. Just a little, just that first time it shifts. All other times, it's just fine. It's just that first shift when you first take off driving. Probably low on fluid or something, but I'm not good with imports, so I guess I wouldn't really know where to start. So this thing's a pretty nice cruiser here. We'll just give it a little when taking off. Guys, she's just a nice little cruiser, just cruising down this back road here. Look at that steering wheel. Look, doesn't shake or anything, nothing. Man, we went down 0.3 miles per gallon in that little run. Look what you guys made me do. Now I got to drive nice for a few days to get that back up. There we go, just a nice little daily, nothing special at all, just to get me around, get decent fuel economy, and be reliable. It was crazy that I found one with under 100,000 miles too. That was cool. Has a tiny little bit of damage here and there, but I mean, it's just an economy car, so no reason to keep it looking perfect in my opinion. Looks good enough for me. But guys, thank y'all for watching this video, and thank you for your continued support.